Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for another fan cam. And unfortunately, it's for a fan cam where Arsenal have lost 1-0 to Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup third round. No, this ain't 2017-18, this is 2021 and 2022. Right, and this ain't Wenger, this is Arteta. So, we've got Mel from Miss Melina's channel. How are you?
Hi, Stephen. Thank you for having me on your show again. I hope you're keeping well. I know Arsenal disappointed us yet again with an abysmal performance, but I'm glad to be back on the channel.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we'll start with the lineup for first of all. What did you make of that, especially with Party Lokonga, such a young midfield defense
With Party being
Sicilian?
out and with Patino, getting a start in a game, I think, he just wasn't ready for it, and he looked like a deer in headlights, so to speak, before we go into the actual death of the game. Smith Rowe being out and Saka not being involved today kind of hindered us, whether you like him or not. Granted, Saka is an experienced midfielder, and today on that pitch, we had no experienced midfielder whatsoever. We had no midfield throughout that game, and we were non existent from midfield to the defense to the attack, basically. And overall in the lineup, maybe I expected and saw it coming that we would rotate because Thursday we have a big game ahead of us.
Mm,
However, I didn't expect us to play this poorly with 0 shots on target, no sense of urgency whatsoever. Late substitutions, way too much
yeah,
inexperience in that starting 11, which really shows that we desperately need two, if not one, at the minimum, experienced midfielder ASAP in January. Hopefully
yeah,
before the Spurs game, if we're lucky.
yeah. I mean, I think that's been the main thing, and one thing I've been saying for say the start of this window is that it's all right having this youth project, that it needs like experienced in like multiple layers of the pitch, such as defense, midfield, and attack. So, but midfield definitely, because like especially the fact we got rid of Maitland Niles, and we have got no one to apart from Patino to back him up with, which wasn't really fair for Patino in that game because, like you said, he was absolutely lost in that game, and
Yeah.
I feel sorry for him. And all he's going to do is destroy his confidence going forward, which is going to help him as he's developing as a player. So, um, I mean, the one change that really done it for me and what brought the goal on was when Patino actually came off for Lacazette, and it opened Lokonga in the middle on his own, and it left him completely exposed. Nottingham Forest, who were already dominating in that area, then had complete reign over the complete midfield. And if you have
I
control of
think
the complete
overall it was
midfield,
a really disappointing game, Stephen. And
mm,
Patino, as much as a great prospect he is, he's really, really young. And I don't think he deserved to start this game. It was a game too big for his boots, and he couldn't handle the type of pressure that the game involved. He looked like a deer in headlights. Lukonga as well, like we discussed earlier in the player ratings. If you guys haven't already seen that, do check out the player ratings on Stephen's channel after this video, if possible. Lukonga was really, really raw off the ball and looked like a shadow of his past. He actually looked like he was probably feeling post-COVID effects. I know he was affected by COVID before, so I don't know if it
mm,
was that hindering his performance, but he just looked like a shadow of his previous performances. But one thing I will say is I'm not going to scapegoat a lot of players today, but collectively we were abysmal and it was a really poor performance. Nottingham Forest, that championship team, played us to the T and played us to the core today, and we deserved absolutely nothing from that game. That midfield today was absolutely distraught and disappointing and devastating. Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard. Saka and Martinelli were getting tripled up by the Nottingham Forest players, and also didn't offer much going forward. Overall, we have everything to play for in terms of eggs all in one basket for the Carabao Cup first leg against Liverpool on Thursday, and to get top four in the Premier League is my minimum expectations. Nuno Tavares, he has a lot to learn. He's really young and made a lot of displaced passes, really rash at decision making, and very
mm,
raw off the ball. It was a bold move from Arteta to take him off at the 30th minute and bring on Kieran Tierney to try to make a tactical substitution. But It just seemed like there was no urgency from the boys whatsoever. Like I said earlier, we played in the white kit and we kind of looked like prime Spurs out there. Rob Holding had to cover the space left by Nuno Tavares because Tavares kept on moving forward, and he was just having a really bad game and needs to improve defensively, but also needs to improve on making direct passes. The one player I really want to mention today is Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah, how
Oh,
dare you? You know, he rejected the contract from Arsenal, thinking he's too good for Arsenal. But respectfully, all I want to say is I don't think he's a Premier League level player. He's the type of player who will score against Sunderland like he's done for us against a League Two
mm,
side. But when he needs to turn up, he never does, and he fails to do so. It's clear as day that we desperately need a new midfielder, if not two, in January and in the summer. Give me a Gini Wijnaldum on loan for 6 months, or give me a Bruno Guimaraes or a Renato Sanchez in midfield. Heck, even put me in midfield and I'll
oh
do a
yeah.
better job than Eddie Nketiah. The last thing I want to say is, in terms of the transfer window, it's clear as day that players like Cedric, Leno, Holding, and Nketiah, to name a few, Chambers, and Cedric, Cedric repeatedly, are not good enough for Arsenal Football Club and shouldn't be anywhere near this football club if we're trying to move forward and progress with the
Mm,
project youth. With that being said, Patino, Nuno Tavares, and Lokonga are really young and have a lot of potential, but they're not ready for first team action regularly as they're very raw talents. And I think they need a lot more experience and a lot more improvement overall defensively to improve their game and to step up. Overall, this was a really disappointing performance. We got beat by Nottingham Forest 4-2 in Per Mertesaker's last game for Arsenal under the Wenger era, and yet again they destroyed us in 3 years apart.
yeah. Bless you.
And the last thing I want to say is we really need to get a result against Liverpool, or else it's doomsday for us.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? It's January and February, and it's usually that time of the year where we actually have Doomsday, or Dooms Week, as I used to call it, or Arsenal Fuck Up Week, as I used to call it. Like you just have a week where you just press the self-destruct button. So
Yeah, we shot ourselves. Well, we stabbed ourselves in the foot today because we tried to. We wore kits to stand up for knife crime and ended up stabbing ourselves in the foot. Really.
yeah, that's one way to end it on. So there you go. But at least it was a good message that was promoted. Unfortunately, we we're promoted on the pitch though, during the game. So yeah. Where can I find you, Mel?
Thank you for having me on your show again. And if you haven't already, do check out the player ratings we did. It was really interesting to see. For once, we agreed on a lot of things, which was surprising, especially when it comes to the Arsenal. But if you guys want to check me out, my YouTube channel is Miss Melina. You can check out my review of the Nottingham Forest game on my YouTube channel as well. And do make sure to subscribe to SFeatleyTV for all the latest Arsenal news, Arsenal transfer news, and stay tuned for more player ratings and match reactions as well from Steven.
Wicked. Make sure you do that, and yeah, do also become a member as well to support Children's Disease Foundation as well. And yeah, we will speak to you soon.